What's up, everyone? Again, we got the lapel mic here. I'm about to eat my breakfast, but want to get this video in and talk about really quick joint angle specificity. I've mentioned it before. I haven't really dove into it a ton, but the idea of it is that we're working on joint angles, like how far my knee is bent. You'll see in the videos, relative to how my knee moves when I do the sporting movement. So that's a really bad way of explaining it. Let me put it like this. The joint angles that happen when I jump are the same joint angles I should train when I squat, right? We want to produce force at those joint angles. Now, another interesting factor is that the joint angle of jumping is above parallel. So when I load below parallel, I'm obviously a lot weaker. My previous videos talked about that, right? When I am squatting at parallel versus maybe 8-10 inches above parallel, which is closer to my joint specific angle for jumping, I can squat like 100 pounds, 120 pounds more. So from a force standpoint, how much overload am I leaving on the table when I'm squatting to parallel over and over again, when really that's not even the range of motion I use, and the loading is so much less from a systemic standpoint, right? So is that the right idea? I don't know. So I'll talk about that. I have a little video. You can see the position that I'm in of these pause pin squats and why I like them. But again, joint angle specificity is critical for that. I also then go and I show you some banded squats I was doing. And boy, those are a little bit more taxing than expected. I'll be honest with you, this experience so far, it hasn't been too exhausting. I've been kind of surprised how not tired I've been. Knock on wood kind of situation. But certain movements you're doing them and you get really locked in mentally, and all of a sudden you're like, I really pushed myself very hard. Not always the case what I'm trying to do. So we'll check those clips out. I'll talk about some joint angle specificity, and then you get to see some of those rhythm squats where I kind of, well, the banded split squat, not even split squat, why can't I even speak? Banded, what are they called? Banded Hatfield pin squats, I guess is the official name. So I appreciate you guys as always tuning in. Subscribe, like, follow, do what you gotta do. And let's go check out some of those training clips. So here's a nice little freeze frame of that joint angle I'm talking about. We're gonna watch it live move here as I am producing force in these Hatfield pin squat things. I got a couple of videos, don't worry, we'll watch it. What you can see here is I'm above parallel. In the video, I'm lifting 500 pounds-ish of weight, which is pretty impressive for myself. I don't squat 500 pounds. And so the question is, like, if I'm squatting from this position, am I getting more bang for my buck than I would if I was squatting at a lower position? Right? This higher position allows me for more overload. It allows a more specific joint angle that's relatable to jumping, and in turn might lead for a greater amount of transfer. All right, so this is a concept that for some reason squatting has this tribal belief behind it. You have to squat to parallel or else it doesn't count. But from a physics standpoint and from a neuromechanics standpoint, as we watch me do this a couple more times, it doesn't make a ton of sense, in my opinion, to only squat to parallel. If I'm just that much weaker there and I don't even produce force in that range of motion, what benefit am I getting? So let's watch this one ultra slow-mo here, and we're gonna watch how, well, you can see a couple of cool things, but look at that position right there. I'm above parallel. And what's cool about this is I'm starting with zero load on my back, so it's not like I'm weighted at the beginning. And then my body has to produce rapid amounts of force from this position, as if it's the same position that I'm jumping from to rapidly produce force to get off the ground. So my body goes from 0 to 100 really quick, right? Trying to overcome this weight. My nervous system turns on, and then I start producing force. Look at that joint position, man. That's wonderful. I like that starting position a lot. So you can see here, even though it's an ultra slow-mo, I'm prepping myself, getting ready to get up, and boom, there we go. I create enough force to initiate the movement, lifting, legs driving. Man, I really like that joint angle specificity portion of this, and I'm going to keep using this exercise for that reason. doesn't feel that tiring when you do it. You feel just fine. Whew. That was a little tougher than I expected. This stuff sucks sometimes. But for the bounce.